Hello world, what's up? How you doing? Nice to meet you, in a way. Um, you can call me David Youngblood, that's my name. David Anthony Virgil Youngblood is my full name, as provided by my parents. And then also by blood right, in a way, if you follow the lineages of things, I have identified that thanks to 23andMe and Ancestry.com, these great things that help show us the interoperability and the interconnectivity of any and all things in such a beautiful and majestic, holistic way, where we can all be part of a whole and combined and shared experience, and we can all have each of our own unique journeys, and each of those journeys can be beautiful if we choose to have them be so. At this point, it's come to be my belief, understanding, and interpretation of my combined and shared life experience that I'm okay. The tools worked. In our life, in my life, we have had a great opportunity with a great many people who have shown us an abundance of love and care and patience and understanding and forgiveness and appreciation and acceptance, all of which, when I can take a moment to identify and appreciate the multiple facets of all those in my life and their perspectives of me and their lenses of me, and I take the equation as a whole, I then find resolve knowing that not just from their view, but also from my own view from within, as well as my interpretation of God's view of me, those two things combined allow me to just feel amazing. I am fulfilled. I am assured. I will be challenged and tested from here. I will be, I know I'll be challenged and tested. I'll be called all kinds of things, and or all kinds of labels will go happen and whatever. I mean, people are just, we as entities lack the capacity for understanding, and my hope is that one outcome of this learning would be available data to help us better understand these things, understand ourselves. As of this moment, though, I'm no longer hypermanic. I don't believe. I am still open to thought, though, and I think that that's okay as it applies to my use and application of that thought in a responsible manner, as interpreted by parameters defined not just by me and not just by religious doctrines, and not just by the laws of our existence and shared existence through the construct of government and law, but also, right, also, I know myself. So from here, I've got to go explore a lot more of my own interpretations of vocabulary and understandings of other things. As I work to do that, my hope is that I also help my family and friends and anyone willing to not just listen, but be curious and ask. Right? It's not about me just putting stuff out there, hoping somebody picks it up, but we all have our own responsibility to ask questions and be curious ourselves. And by being curious ourselves, one of the things that we're saying is we have to challenge and work towards an understanding of not for the perfect and complete and total equation and formula solved, right? There's going to be some variables in there, and the real challenge is collecting enough data points of your collective and combined perceptions, not just of yourself, the human being walking through life each day, but also yourself, the entity within yourself that identifies as having beliefs or principles or values, that component of yourself, that moral compass, right? That conscience, that my conscience is telling me, that piece of self. We sense it, we know it, we kind of accept it as an idea, but it's freaking real, people. I mean, like super real, like absolutely real. And so real that we have failed to consistently recognize, acknowledge, and give agency to our conscious in our daily walks. And that's part of the teachings. There's a lot of teachings. There's a lot for us to learn, and a lot of us have a lot of little pieces figured out. And the next chapter in our combined and shared existence is going to be working towards a more common and shared reference point for interpretation of our combined and shared experiences. The going into this experience and experiment, so to speak, one of the key constructs of thought that I was working with and having issues with was a term or a vocabulary term and construct or an idea that I learned from my life experiences. And using that or leveraging that as an analogy of perspective, I was then capable of working on shifting my paradigm. In that process and journey, I took it too far. I was not prepared for the max parameters of my now looking back relatively irresponsible experiment as I see it now, right? Irresponsible as compared to and as it relates to one's interpretation of responsibility to oneself. Again, if I can recondition the subconscious thoughts, the automated thoughts, the autopilot thoughts, then also, in a way, it helps my conscious thoughts better align to really whatever I want. That's part of the danger is you can mess yourself up. You can absolutely mess yourself up if you attach yourself to a different set of ideas to the extent that you can mess yourself up as it compares to what I would like and hope for you. So you can do whatever you want with yourself, and that's okay as it pertains to you and your walk and your life journey. Our hope is that you choose. Our hope is that you also come to know a version of our interpretation of understanding of all things, and as our combined and shared life experience, whatever your journey, whatever your path, whatever your language, whatever your codec, whatever your codec as a religion in a way, right? Like Christianity or Islam or Hinduism or Taoism or Buddhism or there's a lot. There's plenty to choose from. In each and all of them offer pieces and parts of the whole in a way, and that's awesome. They all serve a great function and purpose as tools. They all need to exist. We all need to coexist. And there's been a lot of talk and notions around that. But one of the problems is it's not just coexisting. It's not simply both and all being here. It's also taking into consideration acceptance, acknowledgement, providing agency to and taking agency of self, as all of that relates to the interoperability of all things, interoperability of us to each and every other one of us, whether it's just one to self, one to one to few, one to many, or one to all. The interoperability and how all those things, I say hi to someone, their day gets a little better and they make somebody else's day better, right? That butterfly ripple effect, absolutely a normal and common construct for thought. We've historically, or I historically, not going to speak for all of you, but I've historically not put myself in a true and proper perception platform, perception paradigm platform of orientation in order to see those things that are so much common sense as they relate to a better and bigger understanding of my interpretation of our existence. And that's okay as it pertains to me and what I need to do. And next, we're going to recenter self while also retaining my interpretations and relationship with the divinity, and also work towards improving and refining and working towards making better, or working towards the thought of a hopeful, better future state of myself and my family in our combined and shared experience on this earth and in this life and in this existence. And also those that we can help along the way in whatever way we're able to. If we can go through life helping no one but ourselves, if we help one person and only that one person is us, then our life is fulfilled, right? We served a purpose. If we go through life and we're unable to help anyone, but in that life journey, experiences we have ripple into other experiences of others, then that life too has purpose. Because that experience and interaction became a data point for the user, right? For the human, for one of us to say, I've got this data point and that data point and that data point. And also there's an option for other data points, and I can choose which ones to interpret as I work to put them all together to shape my perspective, my paradigm, where I'm standing from when I look at something. And I still feel and would like to explore the notion of inflection point as that relates to the perception paradigm platform as I've come to interpret it, as a point of orientation, understanding things through all lenses of self, and in respect or reverence, acceptance, and admiration of others that we're communicating with. Communication, communion. We seek communion. We seek togetherness in a way. We all do. Whether we are an introvert or an extrovert or whatever, we all seek some type of connectivity with something else that's natural. It's in our nature. Not just our nature of our biology, not just our nature of our mentality, but it's also our nature of our spirit, all that is us. And so one of my new vocabulary words coming out of all this, and you can obviously tell some of its influence, but matessence. Matessence is a new construct for me and my thoughts. And when I say and use the word matessence, what that word implies and means to me is my agency, acceptance, acknowledgement, awareness, and openness to hear from all facets of self. And that's okay. I love you. We love you. We appreciate our love for you and hope you can find the same for us, for me, for each other. Why not? Namaste.